Hey guys, Impulse Players here. Today, bringing you a weird looking game called Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Now, currently this game is free with your PlayStation games in your PlayStation Plus. And from the looks of it, it's just a anime dating sort of simulator styled game. Now, there's only 19 trophies, including the platinum, so I thought, why not? Why not give it a shot? So we start off giving our character a name, like you've seen, and we run into our neighbour, who then is at the same school, and pretty much persuades us to join this literature club. We see 2 new girls, and then another girl appears out of nowhere. We learn to find out all their names. This one is called Monica. The purple-headed one is called Yuri. And Natsuki is the last girl. Now this game basically is just letting them speak, and you just go through dialogue and dialogue and dialogue, choosing different options to make each girl happy. Now this game, you get to write poems for these girls, as you can see in the gameplay. You get a number of words that you can just pick, and it will make a poem by the end of it. So, for my first poem, I just chose some random words. I didn't have a clue on what I was doing, but we went with it, and we show off our poem to each of these girls, and they tell us their thoughts, and if they enjoyed the poem, if they didn't enjoy the poem, if we're bad at poem writing. But as you can see from this image, there is some questionable scenes that come into this game, but that's only the tip of the iceberg with this game, because boy oh boy did this game really confuse me. Like, really confuse me. Here we get a poem to read, then we end off showing Yuri our poem. Once we show Yuri our poem and she reads it, we then get to see Yuri's poem. So it's sort of, you exchange poems, but there is also a collection trophy in this game, so you have to go through and pretty much get everyone's poems, and there's secret poems and different scenes that you see. So there's a lot to do in these sort of games, but here in this gameplay you can see we're getting different poems and we're reading them, and we're choosing these different girls and just exchanging poems. So it looks like a family friendly type game, and you know, off the tip, it does, but the more you play, the more stuff starts getting really strange and just very interesting, shall I say. So here we end up having to write another poem, but I decided to return to the desktop because I wanted to have a little look into this game and see what else there is. So you leave the game and it puts you on this computer screen, sort of. So you're kind of playing a game within a game. And I see this picture of Yuri. I decided to set it as a wallpaper for the computer, and we get our first trophy, which was error. And then we decided to carry on with the game and just carry on playing it out. And we get different storylines that come in, and here is another scene that you can see where Soya gets hit in the head and injures herself. Don't know why she was sat on the floor like that, but you know, you just brush right over it and carry on. Yeah, we're outside our house walking Sawyer home, as she is our neighbour. She lives right next to us. We get into more conversation with her about the literature club and different aspects of it. Yeah, we get our second trophy, Doki Doki Poetry Slam, for listening to the music until it loops during this poem game. We then make a perfect poem, and here are all the keywords for Sawyer's poem. I decide to show her the poem, as I know it is a perfect poem for her. We get all the different poems from the other girls in this club. You see, they're quite well. Some of them are quite well written poems, but this just seems to be girls fighting over each, fight for the character. We then make it to Sawyer's room, and she explains that she is depressed. But we carry on, and then the next day we have Yuri in our room for a weekend. And we get another scene with Yuri where we're holding a towel to her neck. As you can see, there is some chemistry between these girls and the main character. But we decide to express our love to our neighbour by saying how much we love her and make sure she understands it. And we get a scene where we are hugging, which is a nice played out scene. We then make it into the next day in school, run into Monica, find out we're the first person there. We then find out there's a poem that we haven't actually read before from Sawyer, so we get a bit worried. We run to her room, and this is where the game takes a dark turn. She has hung herself in her room. So the game restarts, there we go, and as you can see, one of the characters is glitched out and it looks like Monica. But we also get another trophy called Start a New Game for clicking that weird worded on the menu. But as you can see, this game starts to have glitches and weird text that pops up. But it plays out the same as before. I'm thinking about leaving, but I click no, and we get our fifth trophy, literally called no. But the day plays out as it did in the first day, but our neighbour is no longer there. She has been erased from the game. We get our first special poem, and then we go back to the poem game where we get the perfect Natsuki and a weird glitched picture. But here's the words for a perfect poem. We carry on, and as you can see, Yuri's face is glitching, so there is weird stuff that goes on. It's like a game file's been corrupted, sort of. But we carry on, playing it as normal. Decide to see what I mean? We get weird texts. Natsuki just said her dad would beat the shit out of her in a video game. It is mind-boggling. And there we go. Her face is blacked out with blacked out writing. We get this option to choose, but it doesn't seem to work. It just keeps getting closer and closer and closer, and then boom, Monica pops up on the screen. And from this, you can sort of have an understanding that Monica is not who she says she is. As Yuri glitches out in the background. And then reload a save back to the poem. And just spam any poems to get any percentage world record attempt, which is complete a poem within 20 seconds. So with 7 trophies out of 19, we just carry on the story as normal. Working our way through. But we go back to the desktop and we find all these weird images and files just in the file section. We just like to have a little browse around, see what this game has to offer. But we carry on with the story, talking to Yuri, getting different scenes and stuff, and another glitch within this game, just a picture of Yuri. Clueless, we get a poem with blood on it, that, as you've seen. And Natsuki has now lost her face. We snap back to Yuri, who seems to have gone a bit crazy, and proceeds to pull out a knife and stab herself 3 times before fainting off screen to get a new scene of Yuri covered in blood with a knife on the floor. Natsuki comes in, sees it, throws up, and runs away. And that's the last we see of Natsuki. And then we have Monica saying that the script is broken. And here she pulls up a menu of some sort and is able to delete Yuri and delete Natsuki. Successfully delete them out of the game. The game would restart, but then would be in a new scene of just me and Monica sat in this room that's floating off in outer space by the background of the windows. We then get asked out by Monica, and the only option is yes, so we have to say yes. But we then get the perfect Monica trophy for making the perfect poem for Monica. Doesn't matter, you just press any of them and the trophy will pop. We then return to the desktop to go into the files to find the Monica file, and we delete the file and then load back up the game. And as we go in the game, as you can see, because we deleted her save file, she starts glitching out, bugging out, and she tries to revive herself, but obviously there's no game file there. So we get the next trophy, ruin everything, which is just by completing the game really. We then go through the pictures on the computer to see we are still missing quite a few. So we have to go through and do the side stories and different files. But here you can see some files are locked. They have to be opened on specific time. So this one was a 2:40 in the morning, evening, whatever. You're able to open it to get the Stonks trophy. We then get the thank you trophy for finally finishing the game and getting the letter from Monica, to then hit this reset and reset the game back to its base. We then pop off with the perfect Yuri trophy. Here's all the words that can get the perfect Yuri trophy. We then get the She Will Never Be Real trophy for listening to Monica for 15 minutes in her monologue, followed by another trophy called 2 stocked for deleting Monica twice. Now here is the credits. It's the good ending this time because no pictures are being greyed out. And we get a special thanks from Monica and from us in the credits to then receive the Dan Says Hi special ending trophy. We then get a picture of all the 4 girls at the end. Look how happy they are. With the Friendship and Literature trophy now done, we have to go and listen to 20 minutes of music to get the Buy My Mixtape trophy. Now, after going through all the collections and doing all the different pathways to get all these different pictures and special poems and sketches and backgrounds, we finally got it to get to 98% in the settings, to then find out there is a few files within these different folders that you have to open, and some of them are different time related, so it was a lot of going through times, opening them. And then I found out you had to listen to Candy Heart's music, which was the 2 minutes and 55 version, to then back out and go back in to listen to the 1 minute and 7 second version, to then back out again and go back into music, and you will get the 59 second Candy Hearts with a Z this time. You listen to that all the way through. Every song has to be all the way through. You will then get the test VM, which will then do this binary reset, and you'll get your breakout trophy, and then there is the platinum trophy. And boy oh boy, this game was something else. But if you guys enjoyed, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, it really does mean a lot, and I will be back with another platinum trophy. Thanks for watching, guys, and bye.